guy, Bill Drayton, who coined the term social entrepreneur back in the 70s. And Bill Drayton set up Ashoka. And Ashoka is an organisation that's based out of the States but works all around the world in over 90 countries. And they invest in and support social entrepreneurs. Did anyone see the film Who Cares yesterday morning as part of the screening? Yep. Powerful film. So those guys invest in social entrepreneurs who have proven models for impact that are tackling some of these big issues of our time, that are working, that are scalable. And Ashoka does a whole lot of different things, including youth venture program. So TIA works as part of the youth venture program, which is now rolled out across 19 countries around the world. I'm really excited about hearing this talk. And the US Embassy have gone out of their way to help support TIA to be here today. This is TIA's first time in New Zealand. So big shout out to TIA for coming over. Big shout out to David, to Mike, to Laura, to Ola, and you guys for making this happen. We have a big round of applause. Okay, you're on.
Thanks. I'm on? Yeah. I'm good? You're all the rock stars who woke up and got here at 9 a.m. So, I was recently part of a workshop a couple of weeks ago that was all about harnessing creativity for the greater good and the work that you're doing within the social sector. And I learned this song, and it's called We Are the Ones We've Been Waiting For. And I just thought it's too fitting not to sing it. So I'm going to attempt to lead this room full of 300 people in singing this song. I've never led 300 people in singing anything, but it's really powerful. It's created by a gospel group in the US. They're called Sweet Honey in the Rock. So I'm going to divide the room into two pieces. First piece, second piece. So the first group, you're going to sing, "We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting." Okay, and you're gonna sing, "We are the ones we have been waiting. We are the ones we have been waiting. We are the ones we have been waiting. We are the ones." Okay, and the way that they're going to go together is this. We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones. So I'll cue you, right? We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we have 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 been waiting. Awesome. We are the ones that we've been waiting for, right? So this is really about a talk about taking action. And I know that a lot of you already have, but I think there are many in the audience who have ideas, but they haven't stepped out and taken the steps to make it happen yet. So I'm really going to focus on getting you to a point where you're actually going to go out and create this action. So my obsession, since I can remember, has been working with young people and helping them, even when I was a young person, and helping them discover the power inside of them to create change of any kind. And the reason I'm so passionate about this is that, number one, the planet is made up of 40% of young people. And number two is that young people have led some really amazing movements over the years that have literally changed the course of time. And in doing this, they've accomplished some really incredible things. But we're still living in a society where we're a totally underutilized resource, and beyond that, kind of a disrespected resource in society. So I'm really focusing on getting to a point where all of us as individuals realize our power, but secondly, that broader society does. So, when I was young, I went on to get a university degree in international development and traveled the world volunteering with kids all over the place because it was my passion. And once I graduated from university, I decided that I really wanted to run a nonprofit someday, and that the best way to be able to do that was actually to go and get my master's in business. So I got in, and I went to school, and I was the one person in the classroom who wasn't coming up with some innovative product and figuring out how I was going to make money off of it. Instead, I was opening up a school in Tanzania and trying to figure out how to have social impact and make it sustainable. So in graduating with that MBA, I moved to DC, and I decided I would try and seek out an organization that had my vision for young people and social change. And that wasn't an easy thing to find, but about a month down the line, Ashoka and I found each other. And Ashoka's main focus at that point with its youth initiative was to help young people identify a problem they see in their community, identify a passion they have, and link those two ideas to come up with a social project. And at that point, we were only in the United States. And I came on at the cusp of something really exciting and big, and that was that we were going to expand globally. And Ashoka is this amazing place because everyone who works there is an entrepreneur. So it's just a crazy mess of people and ideas and movement that's always happening. And I was given absolute free rein to take Youth Venture to the 19 countries that we're in now. So I was able to work with social entrepreneurs on the ground to come up with really innovative ways to create a movement of young people creating change across the world. Like, what's cooler than that? And I've been there for 10 years now. So as I said, my main goal of this talk is really to make sure that for those of us who have ideas but haven't taken the steps to make it happen, that I can give you some practical steps to get started. Because it's all about action. That's when the change begins to happen inside yourself and outside. And so as a first step, I really wanted to introduce you to a few of the young people over the past 15 years who have really inspired me and who I've connected with. So the first young man I want to introduce you to is Ashoka. And Ashoka is a really incredible individual. He, when I first met him, was totally and completely obsessed with football. And he went through one of our year-long workshops and really struggled to figure out what his project idea was going to be. But he knew what frustrated him was the fact that his closest friends were dropping out of school, one by one by one. And what would happen when they dropped out of school is they'd end up gambling on the street corner. He'd walk by them every day. They'd end up drinking. Their parents would marry them off far too young as a way of controlling them. And he wanted to do something about it. So eventually what he decided to do was start a soccer league for he and his friends, a way of connecting to his friends again who'd really just taken up drinking and gambling. And it became the biggest thing within his slum in Mumbai. Everyone within that slum would come once a week to watch these competitions. But the key thing that he did is a month into it, after everyone was hooked, he turned around and told his friends that the only way they could compete in the league was if they went back to school and they got certain marks. So they all did, all of them. And he's even taken it a step further where all of the girls in their community are not educated. And so he's enlisting all of his friends to run English courses to educate their sisters once a week, and that parents had to send the sisters to these schools or their sons could not be in the soccer league. So today he's impacted over 300 people, and he's being flown all over the world by different soccer leagues to speak about the work that he's doing. He's a really incredible person. The second person I want to introduce you to is Judy. Judy is from South Africa, and she is a teen mother. Her biggest issue was that she had to drop out of school because she had a child, and there were so many other young women in her township of Alexandria who had the same issue. And what she came up with was, number one, to get all of these women together, and they basically started a co-op to support each other through babysitting so that all of them could return to school. They just set up a schedule, and all of them are now in school and getting their degrees. And then the final person I wanted to talk to you about is James, and I have a video to show you about James that's really inspiring. It's actually a video about someone who James works with, but James lives in Oakland, San Francisco, and he lives in an area that's considered a food desert. So it's a city where you basically don't have access to any sort of fresh produce. People literally have to drive miles to be able to get it, and they don't. So they end up eating at the corner stores, which is all packaged, highly processed foods. It's not good for you. And James, as a child, sat in a movie theater similar to this and started having heart palpitations because of what he was eating. And he's learned in his life that a lot of your value is actually measured by how you're able to nourish your body. And so he wants to bring fresh produce to all of the corner stores in Oakland, and he's done it.
I first got involved with Youth Venture about a year ago, and I get there and there's this group of kids, and there's just so much energy. As soon as I walked into the room, everyone was talking and laughing about something. They started going into what they do, what their plans were for us. It was always us and what we're going to be doing, not what they're going to be doing for us. It's what we're doing. It was just making a change in the community, making a difference where you live. Being proud, being stoked about it, and I like that. They told me about the project that they had in West Oakland to get the produce to corner stores, the HINSA project, and I was like, what? That's a total. Every time I walk into a corner store, there's just nothing but like some old red onions, potatoes, like some bananas going bad, and that's the most produce you'll see. And I was hooked. My name's Ennis, and I'm a member of Youth Venture. We deliver produce to 2 corner stores by bike twice a week. Part of something that big. Everything else was really small, insignificant. And this was just huge. If everyone only had one leg, Youth Venture would be that second leg, so you know how to walk. Teachers, mentors, people will listen to you, will talk to you, show you the ropes and the way, and then give you the space to do it. Letting me grow up. I've never run anything, I've never helped facilitate anything. It's kind of becoming like the stepping stones for what I'm going to be doing with my life. I am going to be a leader, and I have the potential to lead, to grab people's attention, and to do everything else in between. We do everything to the produce, make it look nice, make sure that it's good and clean. We keep the prices reasonable. We talk to the store owners, make sure everything's going nice. We talk to the customers, let them know what we're doing, who we are. It's to have people to know and be educated and give them the option, for everything. Food, health, life, it's what we all kind of deserve and choose. We don't have to just settle for what's there. We can make it what we want it to be, what we need it to be. There are leaders who are helping their communities, going, learning, coming back and changing, elevating the difference. I can do it too. We can't be perfect because we're just people, we're just humans. If we plan to try to be perfect, we can come a little close. Don't give up. Life is always going to be full of dips and turns, but keep trying and you'll find the straight path. Something like that.
The young man in the video, he actually was homeless for a portion of his life, so having nutrients is something that was really meaningful to him, and he's done some amazing, amazing things. We're working on going back to the, oh, there we go. Let's get us here. All right, so the real point today is giving you some next steps on taking that idea or the passion that you have and pushing it into real social change. The first lesson learned, and I heard this at least 5 times yesterday, and I think that there's a reason that we're hearing it over and over again is because it's totally and completely true. We are our best selves and most powerful selves when we are following our passion. So you look at all 3 examples that I just gave you, and they have very deep-seated. They have very. Gotta use my hands less. Okay, can you hear me? So they have very deep-seated reasons for the work that they're doing. Judy does, James does, etc. So follow your passion and make sure that even if you're passionate about an issue, for example, really think about what drives you in your life. And then maybe revisit the issue that you're passionate about and see how you could potentially link your passion with that issue area or problem area that you're trying to address. And sometimes you think your passion is the issue, but you have other passions that you can also include in launching your project. I already went forward. So the next step is to find 3 mentors and 1 team member. I'm just trying to give you very concrete first steps that you can potentially take. So find your team member. That should be a fairly easy one, and it's very important for you to have someone to do this with. If you can't convince others of your vision and bring them along with you, you won't be able to succeed. So it's a great first step. And the second is finding your 3 mentors. Not everyone is going to support your beautiful dreams that you have, and if they don't, it's okay to let them go and find those who will support and challenge you. This is actually advice that I got from a venture named Charles, and he said that if you're not able to find someone who supports you, that you can count him as one of your mentors, and he wanted me to give out his email for anyone who's interested in reaching out to him. He's a great guy. Okay, and the next thing is take 3 very small steps. So look at what the first steps would be to getting your project going. Another thing would be maybe talking to someone about your idea and just working on your pitch. If you don't have an idea yet, but you know the issue that you're passionate about, run an awareness raising campaign. The point is, start taking action now. Nothing is going to happen unless you do it. It's a very active process, this change-making thing. And the final one that's really tied to me is, and something that I've seen, is that we need to celebrate failure. We are all wrong in the beginning. It's true. None of us are going to be totally right, and thinking about it isn't going to get us to a point where we are right. It's very active. So you need to go out there and get started, even if you are going to fail. It's not a big deal. We all do it, especially entrepreneurs. It's a matter of keep working at it until you're right. So assume you're going to be wrong the first time, second time, third time, and eventually you're going to get it right. But you have to start taking those steps. And I know this to be true for Ashoka, for example. So Ashoka took a good 6 months to figure out what he was doing in our program. He knew he was really passionate about soccer. He actually went out and tried 2 other ideas that fell flat on their face and then came up with this beautiful, beautiful idea that's so simple and beautiful. So I want to talk to you about realizing your own power. So if you can go out there and you can actually take these steps to getting your idea started, the most beautiful thing that happens after you take action. And that is an inner transformation. And that's the moment when you actually realize your power to create change. I was running an initiative that was a city-wide initiative in St. Louis, Missouri, and I ended up talking to a couple of 12-year-olds who are part of the 25,000 kids that we moved towards change-making in that city. And I said, you know, when was the moment that you started to believe that youth could be powerful and actually create change? And they said it was after they heard one of our venture teams, like I just gave you examples of, speak. And then I said, and what was the moment when you started to believe that you could do it? And they said, once we started doing it. And it was that moment, and I don't know why I hadn't picked up on this earlier, but it was that moment when I realized the power behind getting everyone to act very early on, regardless of the fact of if you have a totally formed idea. And it's this inner transformation or this realization that's really going to transform society and the world. So once you actually master this and you believe yourself as a change maker, this is something that's going to translate to everything you do for the rest of your life. You're going to look at every problem and every solution differently than you did before. Because at this point, you are a change maker, you've realized your power. If you see a piece of trash on the ground, you're probably going to pick it up. If you're working in a corporation and something is stuck, you're going to be the one to unstick it. So keep in mind and keep reflecting that when you're actually launching your projects, pay attention to what's happening inside of you and realize that you are going to get to a point where this is just how you live and it's who you are. You're going to create change wherever you go. So I did some math here. I thought there are 350 people involved in this conference, right? And on average, Youth Ventures have 5 team members. So if we each get 5 team members, that's 1,750 people. And then on average, they engage about 25 volunteers. That would be another 8,750 people. And then if we all go out and we impact around 100 people, which is the average number that our ventures end up impacting, that's 35,000 people, for a total of 45,500 people that we in this room could potentially impact if we took action. So I've been having a lot of really interesting conversations with government sector, business sector, youth, individual entrepreneurs since I've been here over the past 2 days. And we've been having very collaborative conversations around how to tip communities across the world towards change making. So in work, I've been thinking a lot about how do you go into a school and get every kid to become a change maker? Or how do you get every kid in the city of St. Louis to become a change maker? And so I've been having some great conversations about what would happen if we actually ran large-scale campaigns to get more than this 350 going out and taking action, but say thousands within cities all across New Zealand beginning to take action. You can only imagine if we're going to impact 45,000 people, what the impact could be. And the fact that we end up with a total and complete paradigm shift where imagine if New Zealand handed all of its issues over to its young people for a period of time and we were to impact that many people, there is no way that society couldn't view everyone as incredibly valuable. And the amazing part is that we would partner with business and government and others, so you bring everyone else along with you. So you begin to create this huge change-making culture. And this is what I think about every single day at work, is how we create these movements and we create this everyone a change maker world. So we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones we've been waiting for. And the only question that remains is, what are you waiting for? So let's do it.